Now boarding Solo Flight with Nicole Anderson. Hey guys, welcome back to Solo Flight Podcast. Can I just say, before we even launched this podcast, you guys already know I've been working on this for a few months. Actually, we started working on this at the start of the year, which is why in the first episode, Doc Bella said Happy New Year because ganun ko na siya katagal pinagtatrabahuhan. And I had the foresight because kilala ko na rin naman kayo guys. It's been a few years. We've been doing this a while. Not the podcast, but the vlogs and Instagram. I knew who do they want to have on the podcast if I were to launch this? And I already knew, you know what? They're going to ask for Kryz. True enough, you guys have been. Ever since I launched this podcast, so many of you guys were like, please guest Kryz, guest Kryz, guest Kryz. Thank God she was able to squeeze me into her busy schedule. It's also very difficult because she's barely in Manila. Not to mention the fact that she is super pregnant when we shot this and probably even right now. I'm hoping this episode doesn't come out on the day she gives birth, or you know what, that's not something we can control. But if this so happens to be the day that you give birth, Kryz, listen to my voice. Play this in the delivery room. You got this, girl. You've been here before. You've done this 2 times already. At this point, I think you can just sneeze and pop this one out. All right? We're here for you. We're cheering for you. But if this isn't the day, feel free to save this episode. You know, for me, this is for me and you, Kryz. All right? Focus. It's game time. We got this. Deep breaths and push. Okay? Save this for that day. And then if it's already happened, yay! Congrats! Welcome, baby number 3 to the world. Anyway, this episode is actually a really good one because we talk about the secret to why she's super glowing right now. Also, she lets us in on what has been making her cry recently. She also talks about how she deals with FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. And a lot of you guys requested, how do we deal with long distance friendships? A lot of you guys know she lives in Cebu. Our group lives in Manila and we're constantly traveling. And also how we deal with being in different places in our lives. And perhaps how you can maneuver your friendship or your friendship group to have an easier friendship. There is a lot that goes on in this episode. You guys will not want to miss out. So I'm going to stop talking. Without further ado, this is my episode with Kryz. Okay, hi Kryz.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast. How do you feel?
Being a guest,
I know. Finally.
No pressure at all.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi as the host, di ba, kailangan mo mag-isip lagi.
True, yeah.
So as the guest, ask me the questions. I'm ready.
Wow. Yeah, but you've actually been doing this for a while. So also feel free also to ask me questions
okay
if
lang.
you have it. Okay na to. Ikaw na lang bahala.
It feels so weird na parang hindi ako nagsasabi na welcome to the podcast.
I know, right?
So
oh,
when
you can
somebody else
welcome
says
them naman.
Ay, okay, welcome. Punta rin kayo sa podcast. Joke.
Why not, diba? So anyway, a few people, diba, we were just recently at Lorene's wedding and then I posted a few people wanted to ask us a few questions, mostly about you and your pregnancy and like why you're so glowing. Actually, tell me na rin. Para for future. Para alam ko na.
Alam mo, it's so funny because in the wedding, so many people that I haven't seen in like years came up to me and told me like, ay, you're glowing, ganyan. So sabi ko kay Slater, alam mo, pag hindi ako buntis, walang nagko-compliment sa akin. Tapos ngayon na buntis, sana buntis na lang ako lagi.
Careful
No,
what you
no.
wish for.
Knock on wood.
Okay, so wala nga. What, you're not taking any like extra vitamins or like extra skincare?
No, if anything, I'm bearing down because your skin's a lot more sensitive, diba?
You're so annoying. So natural, maganda ka lang.
It's the
Bush.
hormones.
Hormones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glowing ka, pero tinotopak ka rin. So,
Really?
balance siya.
What kind of topak do you have now?
Oh gosh, I can't even begin
Wait,
to
like
explain
what?
how topak I am. Sometimes parang in Palawan when we were at the wedding,
Yeah.
the wedding day,
Yeah.
I woke up and then I just started crying.
No, out of
Yeah.
nowhere?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Here-
Alam ko na kasi,
When you
syempre-
wake up, you're like, here we go.
Yeah. I'm like, syempre third na to. So alam ko nang walang kasalanan si Slater. Syempre natulog siya, 'di ba? Kakagising
Yeah.
ko lang. Bakit ako umiyak?
Yeah.
So, alam ko talagang hormones siya, but it's something that you can't control,
Yeah.
like you know that it's coming. You know that it's the hormones.
Yeah.
You acknowledge it, but it's still sad. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he woke up and then he asked me like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I'm like, "I'll go back to sleep." It's the hormones. Ganon topak.
How long does it last kapag ganyan?
When I was pregnant with Scotty, the first one, I didn't know that it was the hormones, right? So I just really felt that I was lonely, I was sad.
Mas in-internalize mo.
Yeah, I'm like, why am I sad? And then, it's a spiral, a
Yeah.
negative mental spiral that you just keep riding. But now that I know that it's the hormones, I can cut it. So like, 10 minutes, tapos na.
Okay, kasi you're like, whatever. After this, I'm gonna feel fine na.
Yeah, and then I like tell myself to cut the train of thought. Para hindi na siya tutuloy.
Okay. Do you feel any difference? Another person asked in our poll. Do you feel any difference from your first, second, and now this third pregnancy?
Yes.
What's the difference?
Well, now I'm a lot more tired. I keep telling Slater, like, what is it with this pregnancy? I'm, like, super pagod.
Yeah.
But he always tells me, like, you're the same. You've been tired since the first one.
You've been tired since day one.
We've been married for 5 years.
Yeah.
Half of the time that we've been married, I was pregnant.
Yeah.
So I've been tired for 5 years.
He's just like, I don't know you any other way. You're just exhausted.
Tired all the time.
Good to know.
Feeling ko ganon. And then, with this one also, my nausea is up to like 6 months. Kasi with the
Okay.
first 2-3 months lang. Ngayon, like, I'm really expelling liquid.
Tinatakot mo ko, girl. So, now let's move on. A lot of people wanted to ask naman or talk about our friendship. And not just you and me in particular, but like I think our group of friends. I think a lot of people are constantly or like are very invested. Like whenever we're in groups and one person's missing, and daming, do you get it too?
Yeah, like, where's this person? Nag-aaway ba kayo? All of these
Always.
things.
And then it always goes immediately to drama. Like, hindi ba pwedeng out of the country? Hindi
Pagod
ba
lang. Pagod lang siya.
Oo.
Oo.
Yun nga. So, but because it's usually you, because you're the only one who lives in Cebu, far from us, do you ever feel, I know the answer, but like, do you ever feel FOMO or like you're missing out?
I think when we were younger, yes.
Yeah.
Because we were younger and we had a lot more time.
But now
that I have-
digaf.
Digaf na, girl.
Yeah.
Ang dami kong kailangan papakainin na bata. Parang busy ako.
True.
Pero syempre, I would love to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
And whenever I am in Manila and I see you guys, it's always very refreshing. Parang, I always tell Slater, it's a change of pace. It's so nice to be able to talk to people your own age.
Yeah.
I really enjoy our time together. But feeling ko lang, syempre, life goes on. And
Yeah.
then we have different priorities na. So,
True.
okay lang din. Na-accept ko na. That I'm never in the picture anymore. Okay lang.
No naman. But we also go out of our way naman to see you
Yes.
also. We fly to Cebu when we can. But also you know what I mean? Like if we could, we'd want to go like every 2 months. But at the same time, we're like, ang kapal din natin. She has at this point almost 3 kids. Like give her a space also. You know what I mean? Like we also understand where you're coming from, and like when you're with us naman, you're very present also. So we're like, that's really part of life.
That's really part of life. And what I appreciate about you guys is every time I'm here in Manila, it's always like biglaan, right? For
Yeah.
like an event or whatever. And whenever I say like, hey guys, I'm free this night, who wants to have dinner? Like you guys will always go out of your way to adjust your schedules to come see me, even though it's like on the other side of Manila.
Yeah, we will literally, like right now, we will literally cancel plans and drive to see you.
Yeah.
Even if it's like 30, 40 minutes away. Because for us,
Minsan lang.
minsan lang. Yeah. And, nga, better than having to fly to Cebu pa and everything. And it's also time that we have with you. Usually for work, you don't have your kids with you. So, parang, it's a little bit of time alone with you.
Freedom.
I know. Kryz is free? Let's go.
Also, no kids. Yes.
Wait, okay, so speaking of our friendship naman, like what, and I'll answer it too, but like what do you like about our friendship, or in the sense that, I mean, it could be you and me, it could also be our group. I'll go first. I think with you, what I appreciate the most, I think people should do this more often with their group of friends. Like I think we don't usually verbalize like why we're close to each other, or like
So
things we like.
emotional.
I mean,
Awkward.
okay, maybe don't cry because you're hormonal right now. No, but I think I really like how chill you are. And you just don't let, and I think we're similar in this sense, you don't let the little things get to you. Maybe not as much as before. Huy, iiyak ka na.
No, I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
Don't call it out. Baka lalo.
Okay. No, but I think yun nga, you don't let the little, diba there's a book?
Don't sweat the small
Yeah,
stuff.
you don't sweat the small stuff. And I really appreciate that.
Ano ba yung small stuff na kailangan ko i-sweat?
No, wala nga. You shouldn't nga eh. And you don't. And I think that's really healthy.
Yeah.
And I think being around you encourages that sort of mentality in our group as well. Because I think, especially in our line of work, a lot of us are all of us are in the public eye. And so it's easy, people will nitpick things or call things out. And then even if you don't realize, like sometimes I'm like, oh, I like my top. And then people will comment, oh my God, that top makes you look fat. Or lala. And then all of a sudden you're like, I didn't think that, but now you brought it up.
And
now
I can't
you're
unsee
thinking
it.
Yeah, you can't unsee it. So now you're thinking it. But then for you, you're like, nah, whatever.
Yeah. Kasi girl, ang dami kong kailangan isipin na iba.
Exactly.
As a momshi, di ba? So parang feeling ko natuto na rin. Siyempre when I was younger, alam mo to, hindi ako ganito.
Yeah.
Di ba? Parang, I remember in Palawan, you guys were telling me that I've changed so much.
Yeah.
Because I went out early in the morning, alone, with no one,
Yeah.
looking for you guys. I couldn't find you anywhere, so I decided, okay, I'll just get a snorkel and swim with the turtles by myself.
Yeah.
No makeup, nothing, wala. And you guys were telling me na I didn't used to be like that at all because I wouldn't leave the room without makeup on.
Yeah, exactly.
Diba?
Naalala ko, girl, Laboracay naka-smoky eyes ka.
Every day.
Yeah.
With falsies.
With falsies.
In the beach. I'm proud pa ako.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just part of life also. And I think later, my husband plays a big part
Yeah.
in it also. And living in Cebu, I think,
Yeah, maybe.
away from the industry. I think the industry, because you're always on camera, you're always like looking at yourself in the mirror
Yeah.
and in the videos and micro analyzing everything. But in Cebu, feeling ko kasi nobody cares. Parang wala namang
People
the
are more
industry
chill.
isn't that big there.
Yeah.
So people are more chill. Parang you don't really dress up as often as Manila. Nakachinelas lang ako lagi. So parang I learned to care about different things.
Yeah.
Feeling ko that's it.
Yeah.
Growing old and just moving away.
I think age definitely plays a factor. Sana naman may konting character development,
Oo,
'di ba? Sa
yes.
maturity naman.
Ikaw naman.
Okay, ako naman go.
You are a very rare gem in my life.
What?
Because feeling ko, in the Philippines, it's not common to be so honest. And blah. But it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate it because alam ko with you, what you see is what you get. So if may issue ka sa akin,
Yeah.
nasabihin mo.
Yeah.
So I'm never scared that baka si Nicole will feel this way about me. Kasi nasabihin mo wala kang sinabi. Meaning, okay lang.
Yeah.
Gets
That's
mo?
true.
And then every time I can't find the words to express myself because I'm so non-confrontational,
Yeah.
then without me even asking, you will take charge and say, no, I got you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then, I mean, it's a skill, Nicole. Like, I was just telling my sister this morning, I was making her kwento about you, and I was like, Nicole has a special gift na when she talks to someone, very honestly, very bluntly, even if it's an awkward topic, kaya niyang gawin in a way na matatawa na lang kayo.
Yeah.
Ano yun? Like, di ba you told this guy, like, you guys were like in a situationship-ish?
Yeah.
And then you just told him, like,
What?
oy, friends na lang ba tayo? Or something, bros na lang ba
Oh,
tayo? Ganon,
yeah.
di ba? I'm like, that's such an awkward conversation to have.
But then
you
we're
made
cool
it-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really homies now.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think kasi, you're right, I do that. But for me, it's because the way I see it is I want to treat people or I want to communicate with people the way they communicate. Or I want them to communicate.
you.
Paano to?
You want to talk to them the way you want to be spoken to.
Yes, but
Yes.
in the sense that I want people to be honest with me. I don't want people talking behind my back. So as much as possible, I don't want to do that to people also. So if I have something uncomfortable or like I don't like about you or that I'm not too happy with, I'd rather tell you. Para tapos na.
Tsaka with you, when you say it, walang drama or walang game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I'm telling you this para maka-move forward tayo. It's not
Exactly. It's because I want to squash it.
Like, exactly.
I don't want it to linger.
It's not like I'm telling you this para mamaya sasabihin ko sa friends natin na ito yung sinasabi mo tapos mas lalo pa magdadrama. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Diba may ganong game sometimes with
Yeah.
friendships.
Yeah.
Pero sa'yo, wala. It's very honest. It's very authentic. Oh.
Ugh. Thanks, girl. Another question people sent over naman was, how do you maintain long distance friendships? Because nga we live, I mean, I think we're lucky in the sense that we're still in the same time zone. It's not like New York, Manila, right? But still, it's easy to grow apart and to kind of lose that connection when you don't constantly talk to the person or your friends. And also, especially if you're in different points of life.
Yeah.
So, how would you say we do it?
I think we have a very lucky relationship or kasi easy yung friendship natin.
Yeah.
Doesn't require so much effort. I remember before when we were younger, we would spend so much time together. Yung
Like,
tipo,
even if we're doing nothing, we just want to be in the same room.
Yeah. Coffee tayo, tapos mamaya 2 a.m. na. Magkasama pa rin tayo.
We,
Alam mo yun?
sometimes we still do that.
Yeah,
but rare.
But super rare na. And what's nice about our relationship is that we don't need it. Like, it's nice to have when it's there, but we don't need to constantly be updating each other for the friendship to work.
I think it's because we're all secure.
And old.
Yes. Stop pushing that narrative. I don't like being part of that narrative.
Yes. We're secure with our relationship. Parang alam ko naman na kahit hindi kita makikita, when I need you, you'll still be there. And vice versa.
True.
Diba? And also, especially during the pandemic, it was really hard. I was not in touch with anyone at all. And I was pregnant. And even my family, wala doon. But ikaw, you were constantly calling me and asking me to FaceTime and
I really
update
force it also. Like, I'm like, oy, it's been 1 month, I haven't spoken to Kryz. Kryz, mind me!
Yeah. But I think sometimes we need that, you know? We need that person in our lives to tell us, hey, you have to make time for the relationships that matter to you.
Yeah.
Kasi sometimes life gets in the way nga, diba?
True.
So parang, if we're so busy prioritizing the day-to-day, makalimutan natin the other important things in life that are also equally as important.
True. And I think kasi when we talk, even if let's say we haven't spoken for like a month or 2 months or whatever it is, right? Yun nga, there's no drama. It's like, you know how many times this girl has not replied to me, but I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, because I also try to put myself in your shoes, right? Like, how would I feel if I'm running around after 2 kids? Like, I don't have time to do anything else. So, same. So when you do reply, I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay, so anyway, this is what happened. And then I give you the lowdown. It's not
parang
like...
walang drama na, she doesn't like me na kasi di siya nagre-reply.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's the advice I don't know. What advice would you give? Because security, like, you can't say just stop being insecure. You know what I mean? Like,
di rin eh.
I think don't take things so personally.
Yes.
Because everyone is in a different journey.
I think so. And parang sometimes kasi when we're younger, we take nga life so seriously. Parang walang sense of humor yung life natin. Or walang adjust. Parang if it doesn't fit into what your expectation is of a friendship, or it doesn't fit into like the mold of what you want your friend to be, parang cut na natin yan, or mali na yan. But when you're older, you realize like people are different, people have different priorities, and that's all okay.
Yeah.
So mas nag-a-adjust tayo, and we give each other benefit of the doubt.
True.
No?
How about naman, what advice would you give for someone or like people who are in groups of friends who are in exactly what you said, different parts of our life, right? Because I think for some people, not me and Lisa, because we talk about this all the time, but for some people, if their friends are all married and have kids, they feel like they're left behind, or naman, it could be the other way around, where because you have kids, you don't have the freedom for that I could just up and go travel tomorrow, right? So how do you balance that in terms of like your friendships where hindi nagkaka-issue, but also at the same time, I think that's internal.
Bakit?
Parang that's your own, like, issue that ini-internalize mo. You don't agree, or no?
For me, kailangan mo talagang mag-adjust because as a mom, it's easier for me to hang out with other moms kasi pwede kami mag-usap, parang same yung time namin. Okay,
yes.
Coffee tayo during nap time.
Yes.
Pag gusto natin ng my kids, okay, hanap tayo ng play area tapos coffee tayo sa gilid. Alam mo yun, parang it's just easier logistically.
Yeah.
If I'm hanging out with more moms. But I have to also remember that adjust din. Kasi that's not, I mean, life is not just about being a mom, right? Multifaceted tayo. Madami tayong layers sa personality natin. Madami din tayong mga parts in ourselves that we need to parang fill the cup. Gets mo
Yes.
yun?
No, I
Oo.
agree. Yeah.
So, kahit na napapagod ako to party these days because syempre I'm pregnant, parang pilitin ko talaga pag moment siya for the friendship. You know what I mean? So
So you still make the effort.
make the effort.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes, I have friends in Cebu that parang sila na lang sa barkada na walang kids. So, parang sila din mag-a-adjust sa amin. Or like, we try to include them.
Yes.
And like, when they're around, we try our best not to talk about babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, adjust.
True. I think adjust talaga. Give and take. I
Give
think
and
just
take,
any relationship, right? And friendships included, it's a give and take. So for me and Lisa, and like I think we have footage of this with Lisa, when you and Camille are talking about baby stuff, you see her
Zone
just
out.
she spaces out and then she's looking at the wall. But then it's not anything per se. She's like, oh, mom stuff or like diaper or whatever. She's like, okay, that's my Instagram time.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
And then I appreciate it because that parang it's funny, it's a sense of humor na parang hindi siya napipikon sa amin.
Yeah.
Kasi sometimes you can't help it as a mom when you relate to somebody else.
Yeah.
You're feeling the same struggle as me also.
Yeah.
But then when Lisa brings it up or when you bring it up na parang, okay, mom talk, parang, okay, snap out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I appreciate it.
But we also let you have it. You guys can have your mom talk, tas we're like, okay, tiktak muna tayo. Or, you know, or something like that. Or
But
like,
it's fun also to see things from your perspective because I got married young. And then when now you tell me about dating, how fun it is to date in your 30s or how miserable it is, whatever you, depende sa date, di ba?
that depends on who I went out with.
Parang ang saya din to kind of live vicariously through you guys or
Yeah.
parang see a different side.
Oh, that's another thing I love. I haven't been on a date in months, but like last year, you know how active I was, and every time,
Define mo yung active.
ay girl, ano, dating, like talking to people, and every time I come home or every time something weird happens on a date, in my mind, I can't wait to tell my married friends this, kasi for them, it's extra juicy, and for me, mas exciting magkwento, kasi it's so far removed from your guys' lives that you guys are so much more into it.
Yeah, I'm like, what? That happens pa rin?
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. So I'll be like, oh my God, he did this. And then like Kryz will be like, no way.
Yeah.
So
It's
parang
so fun.
it takes each other out of our bubbles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what we need also as we grow older. We're so accustomed to the life that we are comfortable having. Parang ako, ayoko na lumabas sa bahay pag nasa Cebu ako. Parang masyadong bubble. And then, we need friends that are in different stages of life to pull us out and remind us that the world doesn't exist in your bubble.
Yes.
So, like, when I went to Palawan for Lorene's wedding with you guys, Slater and I were really culture shocked. Parang kasi tagal din namin nasa Cebu lang, di ba? Nasa mountain, ganyan. Tapos, nung pumunta kami sa breakfast, lahat ng tao, good morning! Good morning! Tapos, kaka-party lang the night before. Sabi talaga ni Slater, land of extroverts talaga to, no? Parang hindi na kami sanay. Yeah.
Alam mo yung puyat ka pa, wala ka pa sa earth, you're not fully here yet.
May
and
muta ka pa.
May muta ka pa, you walk to breakfast and literally 30 people are like, good morning!
Like, these guys were we slept first. Tapos nga nagja-gym na sila. Tapos later's like, paano sila nagkaka-energy? Paano? Give ko na yan sa'yo.
Okay. Another person naman ask is, what is your advice for someone who is turning 30? You know, you're very YOLO, young, wild, and free. And then, what is it about turning 30 that's so intimidating?
I think it's just the number.
Yeah.
Because when I was young, like when I was in high school or college, parang kung isipin mo yung number na 30, parang shit, ang tanda na nila. Can't relate. Alam mo yun?
True,
But
true.
20s were, career, fun,
Yeah.
party. Pero 30s parang, another decade. It's,
Oh!
Ganun na siya. Pero alam mo, the best time
For me, it's
of
the
my
best
life,
so far.
30s.
But we're also so different. Your 30s are so different from my
yours.
30s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pero I'm not saying na hindi masaya yung 20s. Sobrang saya din natin, no?
Yes.
Diba? It's just that, wow, life keeps getting better. Ganun yung feeling ko. Kasi, in your 20s, you're still discovering yourself. You're still discovering what you like. Ang dami mong questions. What am I meant to be on this earth for? Sino ba talaga yung friends ko?
Existential crisis.
Diba?
Ganun.
Parang ang dami mong, after college, what's my job? Or all of these things. But when you're 30, I feel like you know yourself.
Yes.
Parang may 1 decade ka na of experience na kilala mo talaga yung sarili mo and what you want and what you don't want. So, hindi mo na na-experience yung mga FOMO or peer pressure.
True.
Secure ka na sa sarili mo. Diba? It doesn't matter married ka, may kids ka, single ka, dating.
Yeah.
parang you know yourself more, and that confidence in yourself alone is so empowering.
So, your advice would be embrace it.
Don't be scared of turning 30 because it's the best.
It really is the best.
It's the best.
Yeah. Tapos, pagdating natin ng 40, hindi, ito pala yung best.
Ito pala.
Oo.
Yeah.
Let's manifest.
Tsaka when you're in your 30s, syempre, mas may ipon ka na. So,
It's really the budget for me.
It's the budget. Nag-work ka na for 10 years. So, parang, upgrade na tayo sa hotel room. Hindi na hostel. Diba?
Nakaipon na tayo.
Nakaipon na.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's, you know what it is for me? It feels like your 20s, but with money.
Right? Kasi girl, before magta-travel tayo, di ba, we'll eat in the convenience store, or baon tayo ng cup noodles.
All of you guys, sa inyo ko natutunan, lahat kayo may baon na cup noodles sa maleta. And it's so smart.
Tipid.
Yeah, super. Para tayo drug mule ng cup noodles sa abroad.
Yeah. And then now, parang, where do you want to have dinner? Let's just eat in the hotel. I'm tired.
I know! Hindi, room service na lang tayo, girl.
It's giving budget. Uy, deserve na rin natin, girl.
Oo.
Ilang years na tayo nagtrabaho, di ba?
True. At saka ilang years na rin tayo nagtiis.
Nagtipid.
Nagtipid. Although, if I'm being honest, I'm still like that. Not the cup noodles, but I still am, I choose my budgets. Yeah. So parang if I'm gonna spend on whatever, the business class, okay, wag na tayo mag Michelin star restaurant. Parang ganon.
Ako naman, from the probinsya, parang, uy, ang mahal ng shipping fee. Order ka pa para masulit yung shipping fee.
Yun din.
Ganon ka?
Oo.
Yeah, ganon
Or
din ako.
hindi, ang ginagawa ko, kasi I'm more wise, para it's not my money, tatawagan ko kayo, guys, who wants to add to my cart? Para kayo magbayad.
Tapos hati-hati tayo sa shipping fee.
Yeah, hindi, wala nang shipping fee kasi the minimum spend na. O, diba? So next time, you just call me.
Yeah. Call a friend.
Yeah, call a friend. Oh, that's one of my advice to tipid hits also. Okay, so I think a lot of people look at your relationship and your family. I mean, a lot of the stuff is online, right? Your whole family, your kids. But I think a lot of people look up to your relationship with Slater. And one person asked in our DMs, and me na rin, since hindi ko pa siya nahanap,
Okay.
how do you know if he's the one?
Uy, alam mo.
I don't know.
So, to be honest, super honest when I was in my 20s, when Slater proposed to me, hindi ko talaga naisip tong lahat na he's the one, or dapat pag may partner na ako, kailangan ganito, ganyan. Dapat, kasi when you're married, you have all of these issues, so he has to be with you, all of these things. Hindi ko alam yun.
Ano yung inisip mo?
Wala. Cute
siya.
Nag-propose siya.
Cute siya. Okay.
Try natin. Parang ganun na kababaw.
Try na lang.
Diba?
Okay.
To be honest hindi ko talaga naisip yon.
Okay.
I was so young, and when he proposed, I wasn't ready. Like, I didn't know all of these things.
But now,
swerte na lang ako na, uy, di kami nag-aaway. Yes, sir.
But they say hindsight is always 2020. So now that you know better, and now that you feel like you are with the one, and you guys, not just from the outside, I think, seeing you guys in very private moments, when it's just us and you guys are in your pambahay, it really is the same. It's not just the affection. I think that's the least of it. I think it's the support and the communication, and knowing that I'm so happy for you that you can wake up, go to sleep, leave the house, no matter what happens, even if anything in your career fails. I know, and I can see it in you, that you can go to sleep and you know that no matter what happens, you have someone that has your back. And I think that's so rare.
Yeah.
But how nga do you know? Kasi I don't know. So you tell me. How do you know if
yung
he's the one?
Lagi kong ina-advise sa mga girls ngayon or boys that ask me na about marriage.
Okay.
So a lot of people write us letters on our podcast. And then we always say na, when you're having problems as magjowa, girlfriend, boyfriend, and you think that taking the next step, marriage, will fix it, it won't. Because as girlfriend and boyfriend, that's the time where you're the most in love dapat, or parang wala kayong responsibility, wala kayong iniisip, di ba? So, kung may problema ka na sa partner mo, at that level pa lang, na parang, naiirita talaga ako sa partner ko, that's gonna get worse. Kasi syempre 24 hours na kayo magkasama. And then,
and
when
there's
you're
more
together,
factors involved. It might be a mortgage. It might be hospital bills. It might be kids.
May pera na, may business na, may maintaining the house na. Lalo na pag may kids na, ang daming friction points.
Yeah.
So, lagi kong sinasabi, marriage is not just about the romance. It's about also, parang isipin mo na, for the rest of your life, let's say you get married at 30 or 40, you have 60 more years na titiisin mo tong tao na to. So, imagine mo yung 60 years na yon, let's just say 60, 70 years. Amazing race siya.
Okay.
Sino yung pipiliin mong partner that will survive this obstacle of life with you? Will you be with someone that's guwapo?
Sinong
pero
okay na teammate?
na-annoy ka? Diba? Parang every time he talks, parang bobo. Yes. Forever? Kaya mo? Manalo ng Amazing Race? Diba? Mag-survive ng marathon?
Bobo talaga nito.
Or like, kailangan someone na kaya mong tiisin at kaya ka rin niyang tiisin.
Okay.
Kasi wala namang perfect, diba? So, it works both ways.
Pero nga, for me kasi you know me, I'm super sigurista and all my trust issues na rin. You really said, like, when you were in Club Paradise, you were like, ang dami mo talagang trust
issues ka talaga.
Yeah, super. Well, they're not unfounded. Okay, anyway. Yun nga, so as a sigurista, I don't think you'll actually know 100%.
You won't.
Yeah, because I think it's through those life experiences where you get to see what a person is made out of, right? And what their values are. I think time is...
Time. And also, sa sarili mo na, you're not expecting something out of the ordinary.
In what sense?
What I mean? Kasi, for example, si Slater the Slater that I married when I was in my 20s is a completely different person from the Slater that I'm married to today. He's a different person.
That's true.
Diba?
Yeah, but that's also scary because...
And then he's gonna keep evolving as you grow older.
Yeah.
And I'm also not the same person. I'm completely different.
That's true also.
Diba?
Yeah.
So, you'll never know 100% at that point in your life na perfect yung relationship niyo. So, it's more internal na you understand that a relationship is also work and it can't be perfect. So, what do I do as 50% of this relationship to make it work?
Okay. So I think yes. But I think a nice way to put that, not just for women, I think for men listening or watching this as well, I think it's, are you willing to put in that 50% to make it work? Because I think, I might be wrong because clearly I'm still single, but I think that if both parties are carrying their weight or like are both willing to do the work, then you have a, not for sure 100%, but you have a higher chance of working
success.
Higher chance of success, higher chance of working it out together because pareho kayong nagtutulungan.
Oo. Tsaka, hindi lang siya 50-50 kasi nakikita ko to online at it's super true. Minsan kasi wala kang energy, pagod ka na, drained ka na.
Like
10% lang mabibigay
90,
mo.
90-10, ganyan.
So, kailangan 90 yung ibibigay niya, pag 10 lang mabibigay mo.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Diba?
To be fair, there was this one guy that I was talking to. You know this. I don't know if I mentioned this to you.
Sa dami, girl, active siya.
Uy, wala na nga. Wala na. But we had a conversation where yun nga, he goes, I want to be you're 80 when you're just 20 or like you're 90 when you're just 10. And I appreciated that, but obviously that's not the only factor that makes you decide to be with someone. And there were other more bigger factors at play where I was like, okay, it's not a good fit, but I appreciate, and that's a great quality to have. And I think you would be like, don't lose that, but it's not for me.
So
like,
ano ba masasabi mo na for you na hinahanap mo ngayon?
No, same quality. I'm just saying that that's not the only one. So parang I also want that quality in someone, but that wasn't enough of a reason to commit to that person. You know what I mean? Because there were other factors that ang dami red flag.
Okay.
So, may isang green, pero like 10 yung red.
Okay.
So sabi ko, ay, not enough.
Yes.
Oo, not enough.
Oo.
And you know me na at this point, and I think it also comes nga with age na, one red flag, konting pink pa lang. Kahit di na red, konting pink, ay, bye. Oo, babu na.
That's true.
So,
you know what? I was listening to this podcast. It was so funny. I forgot the title and I forgot the podcast. My God, as a mom with a mom brain. But it was something along the lines of, it's so hard to please women these days because if we see nga one red flag,
Yeah.
we're out the door na.
Yeah.
So, kunyari, you're having a great conversation. Her example is you're having a great conversation with this guy. He's a 10. It's flowing perfectly. And then when it's time to get the bill, he takes out his wallet and it's a Velcro wallet.
Ik
And it's
naman
like-
yun, red flag ba yun? And then immediately, you're out the door.
Diba? Diba?
Yeah.
Ganon yung, yung topic na nakakatawa. Pili ko ganon ka rin eh.
No, I think that's more of an ick. Kasi
It's an ick.
It's an ick, not a red
yeah,
flag.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to be able to identify what is a non-negotiable and what is a turn-off.
Yeah.
Because those are different. One is your values and one is just your likes. Kumbaga, my needs and my wants.
True.
So you don't want him to have a Velcro wallet, but
Pero
do
kaya
you
na
need
may
it?
upgrade.
Oo, 'di ba? Or pwede naman kung if everything's perfect, tapos wallet lang yung issue mo, di bilan mo na lang siya ng wallet.
Exactly. Kaysa mag-walk out the door ka.
'Di ba?
Oo.
So, yun.
So, ano sa'yo ang non-negotiable?
I think my number, with what I've been through and with my life experiences, one non-negotiable for me, I'm not saying everyone, is emotional regulation. Alam mo yan.
Yes. Kailangan chill, walang drama.
No, I think life, there will always be drama. Like, not necessarily between the both of you, but even external factors. It could be drama with the family, with the in-laws, with the kids, whatever, right? Work. But I think being able to regulate your emotions in times of drama is so, for me, is such a turn on now.
Sexy.
It's so sexy. You know how
Nagwawala
before,
na silang lahat, pero okay lang siya.
yeah, I'm like, rawr. Before we're like, oh my god, he has abs. Oh my god, he's like tall, he's hot. Now I'm like, oh my god, he didn't shout.
Oh my God, nagme-meditate?
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, get my number. I think that's number one non-negotiable. And then for all the other non-negotiables, they can tune in to the next episode. Ayoko naman magbigay ng checklist para yung guy, he'll just listen, tapos he'll be like, diba, I'll just do this. Tapos,
Kailangan mag-subscribe.
oo, subscribe kayo. Every episode will have one non-negotiable, and at the end of the season, ako na jowa mo. Binenta
Oh
yung
my
sarili. Anyway, thank you so much, Kryz, for being on the pod. Do you want to promote your podcast or any other channels?
Okay, I'm so shy. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here with you. If you guys want to listen to Slater and I naman, we have our podcast also. It's called The Sky Podcast. You can check it out. Just Google it.
I know.
We're everywhere.
It's literally everywhere.
Spotify, YouTube, Facebook.
Guys, just open it. It's number 1.
Ako naman, grabe.
All right. Thanks, girl.